Imagine finding out that the video someone is using for entertainment was never meant to exist. Imagine finding out the person in that video never consented to it being shared online. Imagine finding out that they spent years trying to get it removed. Imagine finding out that websites made money while content like that remained available. Now imagine realizing that millions of men had consumed pornography without ever knowing the real story behind what they were watching. Today, we're talking about the side of pornography almost nobody wants to discuss. Not because it's uncomfortable, not because it's political, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Over the last several years, investigations, lawsuits, and survivor stories have exposed something that should make every man stop and think. We've learned that some major pornography websites have hosted videos that were uploaded without consent. Videos connected to abuse, videos connected to exploitation, videos that victims begged to have removed. For years, many people, including me, looked at pornography through one lens. We talked about dopamine, we talked about addiction, we talked about relationships, we've talked about shame. But we rarely stopped to ask a different question. What if there are real people on the other side of the screen? What if this isn't just about what pornography is doing to us? What if it's also about what pornography has done to someone else? That question changed the way I think about pornography. And I believe it has the power to change the way that you think about it as well. Now, today's episode isn't about guilt. This isn't an episode about condemnation. And this isn't an episode about attacking one company. This is an episode about your heart. Because inside our Reboot Your Life system, we teach that lasting freedom requires three things. You have to rebuild the body. You have to rewire the brain. And you have to reshape the heart. We've spent a lot of time on this podcast talking about rebuilding your body. We spent a lot of time talking about rewiring your brain. But today, we're talking about the third pillar, because I believe there comes a moment in every man's recovery when freedom stops being about resisting temptation and starts becoming about becoming a different man. So today I want to challenge the way that you see pornography, because if your heart changes, your habits are not far behind. You know, for most of my life, I looked at pornography through one lens. I thought it was about me, what it was doing to my brain, what it had done to my confidence, what it had done to my relationships, what it had done to my relationship specifically with God. Now, don't get me wrong. All of those things matter. Pornography changes the way that your brain works. It rewires your reward system. It conditions you to seek instant gratification. It pulls you away from real intimacy. It affects your motivation, your confidence, your purpose, and the way that you show up as a father, as a husband, as a leader. We've talked about all of that on this podcast. But one day I realized I'd been asking the wrong question. The question wasn't just, what is pornography doing to me? The question became, what am I actually participating in? That question stopped me in my tracks. A few years ago, survivor advocates, journalists, and investigators began bringing widespread attention to something most people had never considered. They documented cases where major pornography websites had hosted videos that people said were uploaded without their consent. Survivors shared stories of abuse. Some described spending months or even years trying to have these videos removed. There were lawsuits, there were investigations, public pressure grew. Major payment companies stopped processing payments for some large platforms. In response, one of the world's largest pornography websites removed millions of videos and changed its policy so only verified users could upload new content. Now, I'm not sharing that to shock you, and I certainly don't want you to walk away thinking every video online falls into that category. It's not the point of today's episode. The point is, as the person clicking on a video, you don't know its story. You don't know the circumstances behind it. You don't know whether it was uploaded with or without permission. You don't know whether the people involved were treated with dignity. You don't know if someone later begged for that video to disappear. You simply don't know. And that realization changed something inside of me, because pornography teaches us not to ask questions, just consume, just click, just scroll, just move on to the next video. Don't think, don't feel, don't stop, just consume. And that's exactly what addiction does. Addiction narrows your world into the only thing that matters is satisfying the craving that's sitting right in front of you. It convinces you that the temporary pleasure matters more than anything else. And when I realized that, I realized my recovery couldn't just be about breaking a habit. It had to become about changing the kind of man I was becoming. Because a rebuilt man doesn't just ask, can I get away with this? He asks, does this affect the man God is calling me to be? That's a completely different question. It's the beginning of a completely different life. Here's what I want you to understand. The greatest danger of pornography isn't just that it rewires your brain. It's that over time, it can begin to reshape your heart in ways that you don't even realize. When I was trapped in my addiction, I didn't wake up every morning thinking, how can I objectify women today? That wasn't my heart. That wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to hurt anyone. I wasn't an evil man. I wasn't a broken man, a hurting man, a man looking for relief. And maybe that's where you are today. Maybe you're watching pornography because you hate your wife. Maybe you're not watching pornography because you don't love God. Maybe you're not watching pornography because you're a bad person. Maybe you're watching pornography because you're stressed. Maybe because you're lonely, because you're anxious, or because you're overwhelmed, because you're carrying pain that nobody else can see. I understand that. I've lived it. But that's what addiction does. It starts by offering you comfort and eventually changes what you become comfortable with. That's one of the greatest lies of addiction. Little by little, your conscience becomes quieter. Things that once bothered you don't bother you as much anymore. You stop asking questions. You stop thinking about the people involved. You stop wondering about the story behind the screen, because addiction teaches you to focus on one thing, your craving. Everything else fades into the background. And that's why today's episode matters, because pornography isn't just training your brain to chase dopamine. It's training your heart to disconnect from empathy, to disconnect from compassion, to disconnect from humanity of another person. Instead of seeing someone's life, you see content. Instead of seeing someone's dignity, you see entertainment. Instead of seeing a person, you see a product. And brother, that's not what God created you to be. When I read scripture, I don't see a God who tells me to consume people. I see a God who tells us to love people, to honor people, to protect people, to see every human being as someone created in his image. Pornography moves us in the opposite direction. It conditions us to ask, what can I get from this person? The gospel teaches us to ask, how can I love this person? Those two paths cannot lead to the same destination. This is why I believe so many men feel numb. It's not because they're beyond hope. It's because they've spent years feeding an appetite that was never designed to satisfy the human heart. You've been trying to fill a spiritual hunger with counterfeit, and counterfeit always leaves you emptier than it found you. That's why the guilt comes back. That's why the shame comes back. That's why the promises to quit keep getting broken, because your heart is searching for something pornography can never give you. It isn't looking for another video. It's looking for real intimacy, real peace, real purpose, real connection, real freedom. And here's the good news. When your heart begins to heal, your desires begin to change as well. Not overnight, not all at once, but little by little. Or you stop seeing pornography as something that you're missing out on. You begin seeing it as something that's been stealing from you all along. That's when recovery moves beyond behavior modification. That's when you're no longer just trying to quit. You're becoming a different man. And that's what being a rebuilt man is all about. So you may be answering the question, what does this actually look like to reshape your heart? I think that's a question every man has to ask her, because recovery isn't just about saying no. It's about learning to say yes to a different way of living. You see, when I was addicted to pornography, my life revolved around me, my stress, my escape, my urges, my comfort, my secrets. Everything was filtered through one question: what do I need right now? Addiction has a way of shrinking your world. It makes life smaller. It makes your vision narrower. It keeps your eyes fixed on the next hit instead of the bigger picture. But freedom does the opposite. Freedom expands your vision. You begin seeing your wife differently. You begin seeing your children differently. You begin seeing yourself differently. You begin seeing every person you meet differently, because your heart is changing. And that's why I believe the goal should never simply be to quit watching pornography. The goal should be to become the kind of man who no longer wants to live that life. Think about that for a second. Those are two completely different goals. One says, I'm trying to not do something. The other says, I'm becoming someone different. That's the entire mission of the rebuilt man. We're not trying to create men who spend the rest of their lives white knuckling temptation. We're trying to help men become so rooted in truth, integrity, and purpose that the old life loses its grip. Does that temptation disappear overnight? Absolutely not. Does healing happen overnight? Absolutely not. Does your brain instantly forget years of conditioning? Of course not. That's why we spend so much time talking about rewiring the brain. That's why we spend so much time helping men rebuild their bodies. Your health matters. Your nervous system matters. Your habits matter. Your environment matters. But if all you ever do is manage temptation without becoming a different man, you'll always feel like you're fighting yourself. I don't want that for you. I want you to experience a kind of freedom where your desires begin to change, where your values become stronger than your cravings, where your integrity becomes more attractive than your secrecy, where peace becomes more attractive than escape, and where real intimacy becomes more attractive than fantasy. It's what God has been doing in my life, and he's still doing it. I'm not standing here telling you that I've arrived. I'm standing here telling you that the transformation is possible. I've lived it. I've watched hundreds upon hundreds of men live it as well. Men who thought they were too far gone, men who had been addicted for decades, men whose marriages were hanging on by a thread, men who had tried everything. What changed for many of them? It wasn't one breakthrough moment. It was a series of decisions, a decision to tell the truth, a decision to stop hiding, a decision to ask for help, a decision to stop treating like a side project, a decision to become the man God was calling them to be. That's what rebuilding is. It's choosing one day at a time to align your life with the values instead of your impulses. It's choosing discipline over convenience, connection over isolation, truth over secrecy, purpose over pleasure. Not because you're trying to earn God's love, but because you've already received it. And when the truth begins to settle into your heart, you stop asking, how much can I get away with? You start asking, how can I honor God with the life he's given me? Brother, that's freedom. Not perfection, but freedom. Freedom isn't pretending you'll never be tempted again. Freedom is no longer letting temptation decide the direction of your life. It's waking up every morning knowing who you are, knowing what you stand for, knowing what kind of man you're becoming, and making decisions that reflect that identity. That's what a rebuilt man does. Not because he's stronger than everyone else, because he's transformed from the inside out. And as we wrap up here today, I want to leave you with one simple thought. The next time you're tempted, I don't want the first thing to come to your mind is your streak. I don't want the first thing that comes to your mind to be guilt. I don't even want the first thing that comes to your mind is, I know I shouldn't. Instead, I want you to pause just for a moment and ask yourself one question. Is this helping me become the man God created me to be? Not can I get away with it? Not will anybody ever find out? Not this is the last time. Ask yourself, is this helping me become the man I want to be? Because every decision you make is shaping someone. It's either shaping the old man or shaping the rebuilt man. There really isn't any middle ground. Every workout is shaping a man. Every meal is shaping a man. Every conversation is shaping a man. Every prayer is shaping a man. Every moment of integrity is shaping a man. And yes, every click is shaping a man. That's why today's episode matters, not because I want you to leave you feeling condemned. I don't. Romans 8:1 reminds us there is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. Condemnation pushes you further into hiding. Conviction calls you into the light. Those are two different things. Today you're feeling convicted. Don't run from it. Lean into it. Ask God to give you a new heart. Ask him to help you see the people the way that he sees people. Ask him to help you love what is good and reject what is stealing your life. Because that's exactly what he's done in my life. And I promise you, if he can do it for me, he can do it for you. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You are not too far gone. You're not beyond hope. You're not disqualified. Your past does not get the final word. God does. And that's why I believe so deeply in what we do at the Rebuilt Man. We're not just trying to help men quit pornography. We're helping them rebuild their lives. We rebuild the body because discipline matters. We rewire the brain because understanding how you're wired matters, but we also reshape men's hearts. Because lasting freedom isn't about changing your behavior. It's about becoming a different man. A man of integrity, of conviction, a man who leads, a man who loves well, a man who walks with God, a man who no longer needs pornography because he's found something infinitely better. That's the kind of man you want to become. I want to personally invite you to join us inside of our free school community. It's a brotherhood of men from all over the world who are walking this journey together. Every single day, you'll find encouragement, daily conversations, practical coaching, faith, accountability, real men fighting for real freedom. And the best part, it's completely free. You can visit school.com, SKOOL.com/reboot your life, or click the link down in the description box below. Come join us, introduce yourself, tell us your story, let us walk with you, because you were never meant to fight this battle alone. And if today's episode encouraged you, would you do me a favor? Share it with another man. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's your brother, maybe it's your son. Maybe it's someone that you've been praying for. You never know how one conversation, one perspective, one act of courage can change the course of someone's life. I want to thank you for spending the time here with me today. I want to let you know I love you. I'm praying for you. And remember, don't settle for merely quitting porn. Commit yourself to becoming the man God created you to be. Join us inside school, skool.com/reboot your life, or click the link there below. But until next time, keep reeling your body, keep rewiring your brain, keep reshaping your heart. And as always, stay strong, stay faithful, and keep pursuing becoming the rebuilt man.